cocoa palm is a popular tree in the Mekong Delta, and there are various kind of cocoa palm planted here. As you can see, the coconut when it's still green, you know, you can see the shell is green, and you also can see other kind of coconut, you know, it is yellow. When coconut is ripe, you know, when it's still green, the shell is green and it's very heavy. When it is ripe like this, you know, the shell is brown, and you also can see that, you know, the shell is dry like this. So coconut shell in Vietnam, you know, they can use to burn in the stove for cooking food. It becomes fuel. Or they can tear the shell like this, you know. They can use this to weave to make coil mat for cleaning shoes and sandal. And when they ripe, you know, if they don't use it, they keep it for a few months, and later on you can see the young cocoa palm is grown up. So this one now, you know, they can grow it. And when it arrives, you can see the pole. They cut a soft shell outside. Inside, you can see it has a hard shell like this. And you can see the pole become thicker and harder. The coconut pole, this one, you know, they can use to make soap for washing. They can make soap for washing their body or washing clothes. And the juice, they can drink it or they can boil it to make molasses. Molasses used for cooking. And if they want to make coconut oil, they grind the coconut pulp into small pieces, and after that they can squeeze it to get white coconut milk. And the white coconut milk, they can boil it for half an hour. It becomes coconut oil. So it's very easy to make coconut oil from coconut milk. And if they make coconut candy, they mix 65% of coconut milk with 25% of malt. They mix 65% of coconut milk with 25% of malt and 10% of sugar, and they boil it up like that until it condenses. So the whole process, you know, it can take about 45 minutes. Yeah, until from the time they boil it until the candy condenses. And after that, you know, they can take it out and it's stuck into the mold to form the shape. And after that, they cut it and use paper to grab it. It becomes coconut candy. And now you can try. Now you can try. This is a new candy. This kind of rice paper, and this kind of rice paper in Vietnam they use to make spring roll only. It's not for rising or not for fencing, you know, for making spring roll. And this is rice husk. This is the husk of rice. You know, when they harvest rice in the field, and they have to use a machine to separate white rice and rice husk. So rice husk, you know, it is used a kind of fuel. It is used to burn, to boil the water. So this is a kind of fuel. See, they burn underneath. And so to make rice paper, you know, they mix rice flour with water. So rice flour mixed with water, it contains in the blue vase here. And this is the cooking pot. The cooking pot is covered by this piece of material. This is cotton to make the foundation. So in the cooking pot there is water. So first, you know, the lady, she boil the water. And when the water boils, she use a dipper to get flour and pour the flour on a piece of material, and use the backside of the dipper to move the flour around to make rice paper become round and flat. And after that, she cover the cooking pot, so the steam from boiled water come up to make well done quickly. After the well done, she will take it out and put on a cell and bring it out to dry in the sun. So when the rice paper is dry, this kind of rice paper we use to make spring roll. One piece of rice paper like this, they can make about from 4 rolls to 6 rolls. It depends on the size of the roll, you know. Or even they can make 8 rolls, but the roll is smaller. So this one is used for making spring roll only, not for writing or not for painting. A day, you know, this lady, she can make about 600 pieces like this. 600 pieces of rice paper. And she has to start to work early in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, and finish the work at about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But in the rainy season, you know, sometimes the Mekong Delta is affected by the typhoon coming from the sea, or from central Vietnam, or from the sea, or from North Vietnam, you know, so in the southern part, it rains heavily. So when it rains heavily, anytime, you know, they cannot make rice. Cái này cốm sau đó người ta mới trộn với đường nấu chảy ra, với lại dừa, trộn đều. Và bắt đầu người ta ép lại thành một cái bánh cốm để bán cho trẻ con. Thời xưa là trẻ con thành phố, trẻ con nông thôn đều thích cái này. Như giờ trẻ con nông thôn thì vẫn còn thích cái này. Trẻ con thành phố bây giờ là nó thích ăn mấy cái bánh kẹo làm ở mấy nhà máy lớn. Here you can see the black thing in the cooking pot. That is sand. Sand from they get from a river. But you know, sand they get from a river. Sand they get from a river. You know, it is brown sand. And when they cook sand very often, it change the color. It become black. And first, you know, to make pop rice, they have to cook sand first to make sand hot. When sand is hot, you know, very hot, it keep the heat for a very long time. And when they put unhusked rice into the cooking pot and stir around with sand, so the hot sand make unhusked rice well done quickly and become pop rice. And after that pop rice, they can mix with caramel, mix with sugar. Sugar they boil it, you know. They get caramel, and they mix with caramel and ginger, and they make cake for the children. Before, you know, children in the city and children in the countryside, they all like it. But now the children in the city, they like the cake and the candy made in the big bakery or big confectionery. You know, this kind of pop rice cake. Now the children in the countryside, they still like it. And now you can see, become pop rice very quickly. Pop rice. You know, they make popcorn and they fry peanut also the same way. So after that, the husk, you know, they also recycle, burn in the stove for cooking. And now he separate pop rice and husk.
Thích không? Thích ăn này không? Con thích ăn này không?
Thích nó rồi ăn nữa.
Vậy hả? Để nó ăn đi. Để rồi mà để dành cho nó thích để dành.
So after this, now we go this way. Pop rice with coconut and sugar. Yeah, coconut slab, you can see there. So after that, it become the cake for the children. And now you can see this is the ready product.